Hello guys, welcome back to the Sportsman Untitled Extra, and our big game preview this week is West Bromwich Albion versus Leicester City, live on Sky on Friday night. I'm joined by Conor McGilligan and Callum Fowler to discuss this massive game. West Brom had a really good start to the season under Ryan Mason, Callum, but they've now lost back-to-back games. Concerns at the moment with them, or are you feeling confident still?
I'm more concerned why Madge on bench. That is something that I really can't wrap my head around, unless that is the style of football that he just wants, if he don't want a big striker like that. Because I do think a lot of West Brom's play last season and why they did quite well going forward, especially from Madge's point of view, the wingers were mainly creators, weren't they? Like, they didn't score a lot of goals from out wide, and a lot of it were fed through Madge, which is why he scored so many. I've not watched them in a full 90 yet, so I can't really see what their play style is yet. But that'd be concerning me if I were a West Brom fan, why Madge's on bench.
They've gone for that Hegerbo, haven't they, up front at the minute, and he did score a late header in the defeat to Borough on Friday night. It's an interesting one though, because we saw Madge at the start of last season, like I'm saying, he got like 10 goals in 9 games, didn't he?
Mikey Johnson was a sub as well, though, wasn't he?
Yes.
So it's like those two come on, West Brom score, and you think to yourself, they played all right, they looked decent in the game, but there was definitely a lack of creativity. You've got to start Josh Madge. You've got to start Josh Madge.
Find a way to fit them both. You know what I mean? You've got two really good strikers there. Surely you've got to find a way to get your best players in your team. Yeah,
is it a two up top with Hegerbo? I'm not sure.
I think that could work as quite a nice partnership.
Yeah,
not quite little and large maybe, but
just large and large.
Massive.
Madge is a really, really good finisher, isn't he? In front of the line, he's proven that now. It's almost like, as you say, the creativity needs to come from out wide because they're not really goal-scoring wingers that much. Isaac Price and Jeb Wallace, although Price actually had quite a good start to the season as well, didn't he?
Price feels more central though, doesn't he? He
That's
feels
what's
like a little
changed
bit more
from
of a
last
playmaker.
season. They're scoring from more positions than just Madge. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was like Madge had scored most by a mile, and then the second most were like Grant and Moat, and then that's sort of it. They didn't score from enough positions. Where that looks like it's changing a little bit. So they've not been big scorers. They are scoring from different places, but the striker's not getting enough.
But then if you've got Price, Wallace, Johnson,
lost fellows as well,
Madge and Hegerbo, you can't start all of them, can you?
Yeah, Jed Wallace isn't good enough anymore.
No,
I don't think.
Yeah, it's out.
He looked shattered against Middlesbrough.
Yeah, I'm not sure Price is a winger. I know he's a really good technical footballer, but it feels like he'll invert a lot. Try getting into that central space a little bit. Probably similar to like Gus Hamer. He's not going to hit the byline, is he? He's going to cut inside. He looks very good. But I think it's got to be Mikey Johnston. Are they missing Tom Fellows a little bit?
Everyone would, wouldn't they? Surely.
Yeah, he is good.
Yeah, but then you've got out and out pace on the bench. He's got to bring him on early, or he's got to start him.
I think if you look to the midfield trio that especially started at Middlesbrough, it was Malumbi, Mowat and Diakite, and you're not getting a lot in an attacking sense from those three, are you? And is that where we're talking about again, maybe West Brom needs to be a bit more aggressive from the off in this one?
Yeah, Mowat scored a few last season, but he's always sort of been that type of midfielder anyway. I do think it does run through him a lot. I do think he is the main sort of hub for West Brom.
Yeah.
But I agree, they're just... I don't know, it feels like something's missing at the minute, and I feel like what is missing is sat on bench in Madge. I do think that's what it comes down to.
They've scored 7 and conceded 6 in 6 matches. So, that almost tells the story, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All their games are pretty tight and they're not scoring enough goals because you're not going to get promoted with a goal a game, are you?
No, you're not. Especially when you look at some other sides that have scored loads more than them that you wouldn't say have got anywhere near as good a team, like Bristol City have got more than double the goals. Coventry are probably better, but they've got a lot more goals in them as well. Sides that are really near top to start with. And they've not had a bad start at all,
they haven't.
To be fair, points tally-wise. I just think that's what it is. They are lacking a goal threat, and I'm not sure if at home to Leicester you're going to create that much either.
That's the thing with Leicester, and we mentioned it when they were playing Coventry last week, but Marty Cifuentes knows how to set a team up defensively. He knows how to be that frustrating manager, and especially in a away game like this, I think we know what we're going to get from Leicester, right?
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I thought obviously with Winks and Pereira coming in as well, it's a little bit easier for them to build out defence through that midfield. I think Winks in particular, but they've just, I think it feels like it's been the same for Leicester for like 2 or 3 years now. I think just going forward, they're frightening.
Yeah, they are.
So quick in that transition, and obviously like Cov did very, very well to scupper that really. I don't think it's crisis time at this moment for West Brom. I think they've been good. I think with what Carl's saying, it's right as well. If you've got Mikey Johnston on the bench, you've got Madge on the bench, you've got those players, you can put them in. So maybe it's a little bit of naivety from Ryan Mason now. It's his first season, obviously, in senior management. But he's got those options on the bench. You'd rather have them than not have them, so he can make those changes next game. But yeah, I think Leicester pose. I think Leicester, and obviously the table will reflect this, but they've definitely looked the best out of the demoted three. They've just looked, I think on that transition they look frightening, especially with the young lad. Is it Monga?
Yeah.
Mavadidi
didn't have his best game in terms of finishing against Cov, but Monga is like, what a talent to have in the chat. I think we'll be speaking about him as how on earth did he play a championship season.
Yeah,
I really think
that looks difference between these two though. How good Leicester do look going forward. We've spoke about the weaknesses from West Brom, but if they've got that Monga, Mavadidi for Tuwu, they can either go to feet. If Leicester are dominating game, they can have ball to feet, but they're rapid and all. So if West Brom are dominating this game, Leicester can just do them on counter. There's not many weaknesses for Leicester compared to these.
We just sit in when you'd sit in, you have Winks, you have Samare just on the defensive line, just have them sitting, let West Brom have the ball, and then just on that transition immediately. That's what I mean.
They could do either. Yeah. They could do anything at Leicester.
What do you make of
unpredictable
Jordan Ayew sometimes? Because we talk about Leicester being really exciting and pacey and counter-attacking. He's been chosen as the starting number 9. Really. It doesn't feel like he really fits with the rest of the team. I actually quite like him as a player. Hard-working, can hold the ball up. Him and Patson Daka, I'm not a massive fan of either of them, to be honest.
So, but why not? Why not? If he brings players into the game, if they've got that transitional pace, it's like what we were talking about with McBurney. If they can hit him on the previous show that we're doing, if they can hit him and he can bring the Leicester 3 in behind him into the game, if it's Monga, Fatawu, Mavadidi, I think he's perfect for that front line.
I do think he's the best finisher as well.
Yeah.
I think that's the key weakness for how good they are going forward, Leicester, with the wingers and that Monga. I think a serious number 9 is what they're missing, because Daka doesn't do it for me.
No.
So I think Ayew is probably just best out of a bad bunch.
Yeah, I think you are probably right in that, saying that he does bring others into play. I just don't know. I expect when we're talking about a Leicester team like that and how good they are going forward, I expect the number 9 to be one of the top scorers in the Championship. Maybe it's just a different role for this team that we need to get used to seeing from Leicester. What do Leicester need to do now let's park the points deduction possibility.
Yeah.
What do they need to do now to try and sustain a top 2 charge and be the best of the relegated teams, which we've seen so far?
Yeah, I think right now, once again, just talking about that transitional element, I think pace terrifies any midfielder and defender, and I think they've got that in abundance. I think rotation wise they've got that as well. I think Winks has got to be in that midfield.
100%.
If they're trying to build out from the back, he has to be in that midfield. I think, can you keep Pereira fit for the majority of the season, because we know he's in and out, but once again very, very good on the ball. So I think they're the fundamentals. Are they going to be able to go again in January like other teams will in and around that top 6, top 8? I'm not sure. That's going to be very dependent on this sanction that we end up hearing from, but I think Leicester will be fine. I think they'll be in that top 6. And right now, I didn't expect this. We were just talking off air. I didn't expect them to be the top of the demoted 3 at all right now. So just keep what they're doing.
Absolutely. And now we have to come to our score predictions for this game, West Brom versus Leicester. Cal, how are you feeling about this Friday night one then?
It's tough. I'd probably do lean with Leicester, if anything, just because, like we said, how fast they can be on break. But West Brom defensively are quite good, is the thing. So it's choosing the lesser 2 evils, isn't it? I'm finding it tough to pick a score, because I do think it'll be quite a close game. I don't think there'll be loads of goals in it, really, in fairness, because if we're right and Leicester are just going to go and shut up shop, really, then I don't see West Brom being able to break them down as easily as they probably could.
They lost to Derby, didn't they, at 1-0 at home in the last home game. I feel like it might be something a little bit
That's
similar.
what I'm leaning towards.
If you can have Price, Johnston and Madger in the same team, and they're not
going to bench that Heggeball though. It costs loads.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you can somehow facilitate that, you put Madger in as a front 2? Can you manipulate things a little bit? This is the task now, Ryan Mason, is to get the best out of. It's to involve the best players that they've got. I'd like to see Isaac Price a little bit more central. To be honest, I agree with Cal. I don't think Jed Wallace is the answer if you've got Mikey Johnston on the bench as well as a wide option who can play both sides, in my opinion. I think there's something here for West Brom. I do think there's something here, but it's just whether or not you're going to make the right changes, really, in Ryan Mason.
I worry slightly about the narrative. If you lose 3 games in a row in the Championship, the narrative starts to turn quite quickly. I was really happy that Ryan Mason got off to a good start, because I think that kind of alleviated the pressure. You lose 3 games in a row, kind of starts to creep back in on him, doesn't it? And his qualities will be questioned. I think he's a good coach. I do think he's a good coach. I think he's a good manager. But I don't think this fixture lends itself to a West Brom win. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Leicester win. Cal, where you sitting?
I'm going 1-0 Leicester as well. I think the only thing that's hindering them really is consistency at minute. Leicester.
Yeah, I thought West Brom were a little bit more. Obviously, they were higher before the weekend started, but seventh. I know what you mean. If this is another loss and they drop even further, it's not going to look great on him, is it? After a pretty strong start,
You're not going to change your mind again, are you?
I wasn't. To be honest, I had it as a Leicester win anyway, but 2-2.
2-2.
Do you think there's that many goals in that game?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, if he manipulates. What if Madrid comes on? What if Madrid starts? No, not
He's
having
played
it.
like 35 minutes in total.
So
What, in that many games? He's going to come on now and
Why
just
not score a goal?
Score twice.
Nice one, Connor. I think you are right. Hopefully we get a lot of goals on Friday night. Make sure you tune in to that big game and get in the comments down below what you think the score is going to be between West Brom and Leicester. Now on Monday on the Sportsman Untitled, I'm going to be joined by Jack Reeve of Talk Norwich City and our Ipswich Town representative Benjamin Bloom as they preview the East Anglian derby. So subscribe to make sure you can watch that video as soon as it comes out. But for now, that's it. We'll see you on Monday.